I wanted to bring it in under 40 seconds. Hi guys, it's Matt here. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing fabulous. I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about race kits, and more specifically my race kit that I used for the most recent race I attended, which was the ASICS London 10K last Sunday. Today is Friday. I had a few days to think things through and kind of came to the conclusion that some of the stuff that I took with me wasn't ideal, or there were a few pieces of kit that I wish I had with me on the day. And I thought I'm going to share this with you guys, so just in case you're in a similar situation as I was, which was traveling alone, you could use some inspiration, and you can use some advice from this video. So let's get right into it. Before I talk about the actual kit and then go through the actual pieces of kit that I used for the race, I thought I'm going to just let you know the circumstances and then why I went with certain gear, or why I chose certain gear over others. So basically, I attended this race, which, the ASICS London 10K was in London, but I don't live in London, so it took me 2.5 hours to get to London on the morning. I didn't sleep over, I didn't want to sleep over. Taking an early bus meant that I had to wake up very early, walk to the bus station, take the bus, go to London, race, and then come back, which was fine. However, it was a bit of a faff. Plus, at the ASICS London 10K, the race organizer said that it's going to be a limited backdrop of facilities, and I don't like to use the backdrop of anyway, so I decided to carry all the gear with me as I raced. So I wanted to keep the gear as minimum as possible, so I wouldn't have to carry it with me, for the actual race, which was also fine. Sadly enough, one of the things I didn't take with me, and I kind of spoil it for you now, was my Insta360 Go 2. I was thinking about taking it with me to take some footage of the race, but then I was like, I'm going to focus on the race today. And just in case anyone's interested, there were roughly 7,500 people on the race. I came in, I think it was 367th or something, so top 5%-ish. Which was fine by me. My final race time was 40 minutes and 52 seconds, which is slower than what I expected. I wanted to bring it in under 40 seconds. I wanted to run the race under 40 minutes because I thought it was going to be nice and flat, and I can run pretty fast. Sadly, because it was a bit too warm, I couldn't really keep up the pace after 7.5K, so there was a big drop off. I had to walk into 5 seconds to gather myself, and but again, all in all, it was a great race. I wish, for next time around, I come more prepared, and hopefully I'm gonna smash through that 40-minute barrier. Okay, so let's talk about gear, shall we? I'm gonna go from from bottom to top, and then just kind of run through what I wore basically on the day. Let's start with the shoes. So as for the shoes, I mentioned in one of the previous videos that I will run the race in these shoes. So for the race, for this particular race, I wore the ASICS Metaspeed Edge Plus, which is a shoe that I love. It was perfect for this distance. I did a review of these shoes, I did a comparison video of these shoes as well, and some people pointed it out that the actual stack height is very close to the Vaporfly 2s, and kind of close to the legal limit, which is 40mm, so it's 39mm, but it kind of feels more stable than even the Sky Plus or the Vaporfly 2s. And I really enjoy running these shoes. I don't regret taking these shoes for the race. I think that for a 10K race, and even for like a half marathon, these shoes are brilliant. They did preserve my legs a bit, and not quite as much as it's not, I wouldn't wear them for a marathon, but for a 10K, they were probably the best choice. So really, I highly recommend them for that distance. As for socks, I wore the ASICS Ultralight Performance Crew socks, which is, I bought this last year in April, and I just love the color. I love the cushioning in these shoes, on these socks, and they look great. There's a bit of compression around the midsection of the foot. There's some cushioning under the foot. The sweat wicking performance of this sock is just amazing, and again, it's quite eye-catching. And again, combine this with the shoes, I think it was. I loved it. Brilliant socks. I highly recommend them. Next up would be, I guess, the shorts. So for the shorts, I basically, this was like a last-minute purchase from Sports Direct. I have a few pairs of short shorts, so race shorts, but I wanted one with multiple pockets because I traveled alone. So I wanted a pair of shorts that I could hide, you know, a few things in, so I wouldn't have to take anything else, like any, you know, backpack or anything with me. And I ordered one from Under Armour. I think it was like a trail shorts, race shorts, which arrived in time. However, it was medium, and I'm usually a medium, but it was very tight, so I had to send it back. So basically, the day before the race, I had to like run around town and try to find shorts that I can use. So I found these. They are pretty cheap. I think they were like 16 or 17 pounds. They have a zipped pocket at the back, and there is like a little pocket at the front as well. In the inside, you can put other stuff in there. Again, it's not quite the best running shorts that I ever used, but for the purpose, they were fine. Again, it would have been better if I had a bit more time, so I could order something, you know, something else. So maybe order the Under Armour shorts in a bigger size, but it did the job just fine. Again, there's not much style going on here, but you know, they were fine for the race. I also took with me a bum bag, which was this Shocks waist pack. Essentially, this came part of I think it was like a promo pack that I received this, and I don't use it often, because I don't really carry around stuff with me when I run if I don't have to, you know, not even my phone and stuff. So it just basically the watches and you know, and the shorts and the shoes, and that's it. But for the race, I needed something to carry stuff with me, and I chose this because it's very, very thin, and it sits very closely. You know, I put it on. I made sure that it's all nicely tied, so it's not gonna, you know, travel up or down. I put my phone in there. I put some tissues in there, and it was perfect. I could put it under the vest that I wore just above the shorts. It was perfect for the purpose. I don't even know if you can buy these. I'm sure you can get them from somewhere. If you can, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Again, it's like this is like an elastic you know, bum bag. Perfectly fine, you know. Again, I don't think I'm going to use it often in the future, but for these occasions, they were perfectly fine. Moving up, the vest that I wore was the is it called the Brooks Atmosphere singlet, which I just love. I've been sent this singlet from the US by Brooks. I think it's like 35 pounds in the UK. It's probably around $35 in the US. Honestly, one of the best singlets I ever wore. It has like a classic sort of cutaway section. It's very light. It's lovely to wear. There's no chafing. All the flat lock seams. Honestly, there's no like a massive label inside either. You know, I hate those singlets where you got like this humongous tabs inside. There's none of that going on here. And again, like, the color is just beautiful as well. I love it. There's matching shorts as well. Highly recommended. Beautiful, beautiful piece of kit. As for the watch, sorry, no, the next step would be, I don't even know if I have it. Yeah, so I wore a heart rate strap, which was the Garmin HRM Pro. You know, at the time, obviously, we didn't have the HRM Pro Plus announced, which should be coming, and I'm going to have a review of that as well very, very soon. So I wore the heart rate strap under the singlet all day, basically, because again, I didn't want to carry it with me, so I put it on in the morning and then just wore it all day. As for watches, I wore two wearables. Well, three obviously, including the you know, including the heart rate strap. But as for the watch, I wore the Phoenix 7X, the Garmin Phoenix 7X. So I used the Garmin 955 Solar for quite a few months. No, for a month basically, a bit over a month, and I switched back to the 7X after I finished with the review. As it turns out, like, the 7X hasn't really got the race. Well, it hasn't got at the moment the race day widget. Sorry, and again, I don't regret taking this, but I think in hindsight, I probably should have taken the 955 Solar, because I was training for the race with that. It had the race day widget on it as well, so it was kind of ready for the race. And the 7X on the day suggested a threshold workout, so I was like, hang on a second, so do you not know that I've got the race coming up today? Which is probably what happened, but because I had the race on my calendar in Garmin, I thought that this watch is gonna know that I got the race coming up. But anyway, it offered me a work. I mean, it was fine. You know, I do love the 7X, but you know, obviously this is a slightly heavier watch. And then because I still had the 955, I was like, maybe a 955 would have been a better option for this particular race. On the other hand, I wore the Fitbit Charge 5, which I wore for the last month because I'm doing like a bit of test of like tracking sleep with the Charge 5. So basically I wore the 7X on my left arm and the Charge 5 on my right arm. This was just like a passive tracker, really. It didn't do much. I just wear it because I want to collect data. So, you know, I tend to wear it as much as the other, other wearable that I wear, just to make sure that it knows what I did during the day. And this was on my wrist as well. And then finally, I wore this New Balance cap. This is like a running cap. Again, a pretty simple running cap. I think this was again sent to me as part of a promo pack. I tried to find this online, I couldn't. It has like these little ventilation things on the side. I wanted to take a hat with me because obviously it was supposed to be warm, and it was warm on the race day, and I didn't want my head to be out baking under the sun. And there were some sections on the raceway where it got pretty toasty, so I'm quite glad that I took a hat with me. One thing that I regret not taking, apart from my Insta360 Go 2, is like a pair of sunnies. So again, it was fine because in the morning I didn't need it, so I was like, I might just not need it because I will have the hat. But in hindsight, it would have been better if I wore some sunglasses. I really wish I took my Oakley with me, which is my favorite sunglasses at the moment, but I didn't. So whatever, next time I'm gonna be a bit more clever. It was all good. I think so. I wore all this as I raced, and it was fine. Nothing really bothered me. Again, I think you can wear like shorter socks if you wanted to. I definitely would recommend the hat for any London race during the summer because it's just so warm in there. And if you're exposed to the sun especially, I mean that's not a nice feeling. You should wear a hat. I recommend wearing sunglasses as well. And as for the bum bag, I only took my phone with me. I had some safety pins with me, some tissues because I do have hay fever, so I didn't want it to be an issue, and that's it really. I did because it was a 10K race. I was like, I'm gonna finish a worst case scenario in 45 minutes. I don't need any music or anything, so I was just like, let's get this. I just need the minimum gear. So it was great fun. So that was it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel because I've got more stuff coming. I'm going to shoot a video tomorrow, which again is slightly different. I'm going to be talking about not necessarily gear, but like kind of other stuff that motivates me when I run. And that is like to be resilient and how to stay resilient when you exercise. Which is something different, but I thought I'm gonna venture out into different directions to see what you guys like. Again, if you have any suggestions of for what should I review or what topic do you want me to cover, please leave a comment because I want to provide, I guess, content that you guys like watching. So if I can, I will. And but if you don't talk to me, I won't know. So you might as well just let me know what you want to watch, guys. As always. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I shall catch you soon. Cheers, bye!